Welcome to my YouTube channel, She Boss Talk. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you information on the Paycheck Protection Program, walking you through the PayPal application portal, the first portal that you come to apply for this program. Now, before we get into it, I just want to review what this program is. This is one of the federal relief programs under the CARES Act to help entrepreneurs, small business owners who have been impacted by COVID-19 get access to relief money. Under this particular program, there's still $130 billion left for you all to be able to get access to. So that's why I'm doing this, because I want you to be able to get access to the money that you need so you can have a financial lifeline for you, your family, and your business so you don't go out of business. This is the Forgivable loan program. A lot of people asked about which programs are forgivable. This is it. So you have an opportunity to have this loan 100% forgiven, okay? So this is the one for payroll, to really help sustain payroll, keep people employed, help companies keep their staffing levels up so that they can get back to business. And so part of that is that you have to spend 60%, right, on payroll, and then the other 40% on non-payroll related expenses. This was the change that happened under the Payroll Protection Flexibility Act in June, right, to allow more flexibility to us as small business owners. This process I'm going through is via PayPal. If you have another banking institution, a lot of banks have stopped accepting applications, but systems like PayPal are still accepting applications, and it makes the process much easier. This application overview are for independent contractors, solopreneurs who are there, that you don't have any employees. You are considered an employee of one for the purposes of this program and others like it. So when you are referencing employees and they're asking, you always want to put one, because you're the employee of one. They consider you when they think about owner's compensation, that is what you're putting on here. And so I'll talk through like what types of documents that you'll need to have versus if you have employees. So if you have employees and you're watching this, you do have to account for your employee income. And for this program, per employee, you can only claim or consider up to $100,000 per employee. That includes yourself. So for instance, say you make $200,000 a year, right? And you net $200,000 a year in revenues or income in your business. You can only use up to $100,000, okay, for your calculation to determine what your loan amount would be and if you qualify. What I will tell you for independent contractors and solopreneurs, if you had a loss on your taxes, right, your 2019 taxes, then you would not qualify unless you paid yourself as a W-2 employee. Okay, so you need to be able to show proof of your income, and what they're going to require is your tax return. So not that you had to have submitted it, but you have to have prepared it so you know the number, what you grossed, what you netted, so that you can do the proper calculation to determine what your loan amount will be. Okay, so as always, please, if you have questions, leave them in the comments. I always follow up after the broadcast to answer any questions that you may have. I do ask that you drop a comment, that you hit the like button or the love button, and then subscribe also, because I have updates on this program, other programs, grant opportunities, and more. Please share this broadcast to other entrepreneurs that you know that need access to the information, because the deadline for this program to apply is June 30th. Don't wait to the last minute. Don't hesitate. Don't delay. Don't procrastinate. Get those applications in. Okay. So I'm going to get started. So you will see we're on PayPal's screen. This is their loan builder. So the link to their application is in the description. I have it there for you. This is the page that you're going to come to. You see that big blue apply button. So if this is your first time applying, you don't need to log in. Once you apply, you will be taken to the loan builder to provide some additional information, including your uploading your documents. Then you will want to log in, okay? But you're just starting out. You say, okay, I'm interested in this program. I want to apply, see what money I can get for myself. And you can see here that June 30th is the last date that the application can be approved. So don't wait till June 30th, okay? So you want to hit the apply now button. And it's going to take us to this Paycheck Protection Program loan. So you know that PayPal is an approved SBA lender, okay? So you have to be an approved lender to even be able to offer loans through this program. So on this screen, you see where it says business name here. So you're just going, if you're an independent contractor, right? If you don't have a business name, you're going to put your name in here, okay? So you can see I put my name, my first last name. Is going to ask you for your email address. It's going to take you through, as all applications, through some eligibility questions, right? Like, have you been disbarred? Have you, been involved in any illegal activity? It's going to take you through all of these different questions. I'm not going to go through all of them to save time, but it's going to take you through these questions, and then you're going to answer yes or no, and then move on. So disbarred, no. Has the owner applicant been in business? Is it controlled by anyone else that has, been delinquent or defaulted in the past 7 years? That would be a no. So you're going to answer these questions based on your personal situation. Okay, so it knocked me out, so I'm going to go back in. Sorry about that. So, but you should still see this on the screen. So the answer is no. The answer is no. Okay. If the applicant or individual only 20% or more has been involved in any criminal activity within the past 5 years, have you committed any fraud? Has the applicant been approved for another loan? So you want to think about, have you applied for EIDL, right? The Economic Injury Disaster Loan, or any other SBA loan or any other loan, period. If not, you want to click no, you agree, and we're going to continue on to the next screen. Okay, so you should see this screen. This screen is this is where you're going to enter in your business information. So it's going to ask you for your business entity type. Okay, so you're an independent contractor, solopreneur. You're going to enter that there. You're going to enter in your trade name. Do you go by a business name that you're using, or is it just your name? Okay, so if it's just you, you're going to put you. Then you're going to put your address. Right, and then you're going to put your information in here. Your state, your city, your zip code. Okay, your business phone information. Okay, and it's going to ask you your business start date. So when did you start business? You're going to put that in here. And you want to make sure that you follow, the format that they're giving you. And then you're going to click your industry. So it gives you these options. I always say, choose the option that is closest to what it is that you actually do. Okay, so mine is professional services. Then it's going to take you down here to also provide a subcategory. So I'm going to put other professional and technical services. Okay, so if you're an artist, you're going to select artists, right? So there's, marketing, whatever it is that you do, select the one that's closest to it. Then it's going to ask you about number of employees. So remember when I said you are considered an employee of one. So you're going to put a number 1 here. Do not put 0. If you put 0, it's going to disqualify you because you are an employee of one, and this is based on it. This is an employer program, right? You're the owner compensated. You are an employee of one. Okay. Then it's going to ask you for your average payroll. So how do you come up with this? You need to have your tax return, your 2019. It doesn't have to be filed, but it has to be prepared. You're going to take your tax return on your Schedule C, line 31, will tell you what your net profit was after expenses. That number divided by 12 goes here. So that's why I said, remember, if you have a loss, then if you don't have employees, additional employees, and you had a loss, this is not the program for you, because you need to have had netted income in order to qualify. Okay, so you take that number, you divide it by 12, that will give you your monthly payroll. Okay, so let's say, okay, it's 5,000. Okay, is my net payroll. Is the United States your principal place of residence, right, for all your employees and applicants' payroll? Yes. Okay, then we're going to go to the next screen. Okay, so now we're going to put the personal information. So again, your title is going to be owner, because it's you're the owner, right? And so we're going to put your phone number, let them know if it's a home or mobile. Then you're going to put your social security number, right? Or you're going to put your social security number here. Okay. And then federal tax ID. So if you have an EIN number for your business, you want to put that here. If you don't, you're just going to put your social security number just like you did in the previous field. And it is a 9-digit number. Okay. And if it's not correct, the fields will tell you. You're going to put in your date of birth. Okay. And then put your home address again. Your information here. Let's go back here. Okay. So you see, it gave me that error message that I had something incorrect. So it will do the same for you, and you just correct it and you move on. And then you see I have my information here, and I need to make sure I'm giving them my zip code. And then now that's correct. Are you a citizen or permanent resident? And you want to answer that yes or no. Yes, I am. And what percentage of the business do you own? You want to put 100% because it's just you. You're the solopreneur, independent contractor. Are there any business owners that with 20% ownership? No. Okay. You're 100% owner. Okay. Are you controlling manager of your business? Yes. So you want to put yes, and then hit the continue button. Okay. And so next we're going to come to this final screen. Okay. And this is where you're going to put the purpose of your PPP loan. What do you plan to use it for? Because let me tell you, this is not for personal use. This is for business use. So you have to determine what are you going to use it for. So you definitely want to say payroll, right? This is a payroll program. Are you going to put it towards rent, some mortgage interest, utilities? Are you going to be refinancing a idle loan that you had already had? So maybe you're doing that, but whatever it is, you're going to mark it. And then you're going to answer, is this applicant a franchise? No, because this application, you're an independent contractor. Is the applicant or any owner of the applicant, the owner of application and owner of any other business or have common management with any other business? So no. So has the applicant received an economic injury disaster loan up through April the 3rd? So you want to answer this. So you can apply for multiple programs, okay, but you need to inform each program of the other that you have applied for. So if you've applied for idle, you definitely want to say yes and then follow the instructions, right? If you have not, just put no. And then it's going to take you through these certifying, again, all of this information that is true, that you've read everything, that you're not falsifying any information. You're going to click this check box. I agree to retrieve legal disclosure electronically from my email. And then you understand by clicking that you're giving permission and instructions concerning the Fair Credit Act and all of this. So then you're going to hit the submit button. Okay. And then it's going to be processing. And it's taking a minute. So it's telling you that it could take up to 5 minutes. Okay. So I'm going to now, I am going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there because once you do that, once it processes and it tells you that it's going to get back to you, it's going to then prompt you to the loan builder. It's going to tell you if you're, it's going to prompt you to the loan builder, have you go through some extra steps, submit your information, so then they can tell you if you're approved for the loan or not. And then when it takes you to the loan builder, you log in with your details. You're going to put the same information, some of the same information that you did in the initial application that I just went through, especially where it regards your income or your revenue, because it's going to ask you again what your revenue is. Again, you're going to give them the information from line 31 on your schedule, on your tax return, Schedule C. And then it's going to do that. It's going to auto calculate that monthly breakdown, what your payroll is. Because a lot of people get confused and hung up with the payroll because you don't have an employees. But just think of it from the perspective that this is your owner's compensation, what you bring in revenue-wise to your business. That's how they're going to base the calculation if you have no employees. If you have employees, they're going to base it on your payroll. So if you have additional employees in addition to yourself, you're going to count yourself, then count your employees and put that information in there, and making sure that you're just capping it, any numbers up to $100,000 and no more, because you can only get compensated or have the loan forgiven for $100,000 or less per employee. Okay, so that is the PayPal application process. It should really not take you more than 10 minutes. So I would just recommend, go get your tax return. Make sure you have that in order, prepared. Go to that number and just plug in the data and get the application in so that you can get approved for the loan. Now, for this program, you had to have been in business operating as of February 15th, 2020. Okay, February 15th, 2020, you should have been operating your business. So whether that, you're Uber driver, rideshare driver, or you're a contractor, you're an artist, or you're a consultant or a coach, whatever your situation is, you have to have been operating in it by February 15th. And because you have no employees, you really do need that 2019 tax return. There's really no other way around it. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful for you. Get to that part. Get to that part where you get to the loan builder, upload your documentation, and it does not take long for them to come back with the status if you're approved or not, and what loan that you could potentially get through this program. One thing I will say before I end is to consider if you're already receiving unemployment or the pandemic unemployment assistance. Because if you're already receiving pandemic unemployment assistance, once you get funded through this program, you are responsible to suspend your unemployment. That means you have to stop your unemployment benefits. Someone asked me this yesterday. You cannot hold off spending the money because once you get funded, they give you the money. you have between 8 and 24 weeks to spend it. And you have to spend it by December the 31st, 2020. So if you get funded, suspend your unemployment. If you then need to go back, once you've used the funds in the 8 week, and you don't have to wait 24 weeks. You have up to 24 weeks. So don't wait, right? But if you spend it in the 8 weeks and that's been exhausted, you can then go back on unemployment. But you cannot use both or be getting both at the same time. Okay. And you cannot just wait until the end, the $600 a week ends and then use your funds. It does not work that way. Congress is working on getting the unemployment extended. But once you get funded from these different programs, then you have the money you need. Again, this is payroll. Means it's there to pay you, to give you some compensation. So think about that when you're thinking about applying, when you're doing your calculations. How much are you getting on an unemployment versus how much will you get through PPP? And is it worth it for you to then suspend your unemployment to apply? So if you're going to get $2,000, you may get more. You're going to get more on unemployment. So it may not be worth it to you to suspend it. But under this program, as an independent contractor, you can get up to $20,833. Okay, up to $20,833 in forgivable loan. Right, to have fully forgiven, 100% forgiven, which means it is free. Right, once you go through, you submit your forgiveness application with all your information. Then the bank reviews it, then you get the approval, and then they will forgive that loan. So again, you look at the amount you will qualify for, and when you apply, before you accept the funding, and compare it to what you're already getting on unemployment, and see if it makes sense to then go and accept the funds, because you need to start using those funds immediately, and then suspend your unemployment. You can't have both at the same time. Okay. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll circle back. I hope this has been helpful for you. There's still $130 billion left. Go get your money. Please do share this broadcast with other entrepreneurs that don't know that this program exists, or maybe having challenges with the application, or don't think that they qualify because they could potentially qualify. You do not need employees to qualify for this program. You are considered an employee of one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Continue to strive to success. Continue to be the boss with amplified impact. Continue to share and support one another. We're in this together. Continue to stay safe and in good health, and I'll